welcome to my workshop, and welcome back to part 2 of the making of this wood lathe. So in this video we're going to be making the tool rest carriage, which goes on here, and the tailstock, and completing the build of this wood lathe. Right, my next job now is to cut a 20-degree angle through this piece of wood to allow me to have down sections either side that match this taper, which is 20-degree angle. Okay, now I need to cut off the excess material, which I don't want. Just a little bit proud of that, I think. Which is about there. About 2 mil, about 1/8 of an inch more than I require. Here's a side wedge bracing now. So we have this sort of affair now. Okay. So now what I've got to do is cut the rest of the pieces to fabricate up the saddle of the tool rest and also the tailstock, and we'll do that next. Okay, I've roughly sawn all the parts required now for my tool saddle or slide, which goes together something like this. And here I'm going to have a slot here with a coach bolt that comes up through. It's going to slide in the slot, and this is also going to have a slot in it. This is going to be rounded here, so don't stick it in me. This is also going to have rounded one side and a slot, so we can adjust it this way or this way, like this at an angle. So now we have to work out what height here to have the upright that comes off the end of this to the center of the chuck. It's going to be 83 millimeters minus the thickness of the material we're going to actually mount on top of the tool post. We're going to call it a tool post. And this needs to be metal up here, so we can slide the tool fairly easily on it. And this is just a bit of galvanized angle iron that I found that was, I think, 50 cents. Okay, so what I've done is I've got a piece of oak, and I've cut a 20-degree angle on here. I've got a bit of that angle iron, and I've bent to suit the angle, 20 degrees. I've trimmed it off and taken the corners off it, and now I want to trim it off to be the right height that we require. So unfortunately, I have to do it again. Because this is going to be screwed to the up through the base of this and glued, and we need this to pivot smoothly on here. I need to countersink the screws that we're going to connect them with, so we'll do that very quickly. should be quite sufficient. Something like this, and you can adjust it this way. I can hold it steady, adjust it in and out like so, and in and out this way as well. Okay, so now we've got to do the undercarriage part. Okay, the next job is to make our clamping device that's going to clamp on the dovetail that we made on the bed of our lathe. So what I've got to do now, I've set up my fence on my drill press table to hold this piece of wood in the right orientation and in the right place under the drill. And I've set the depth on the drill to go in the right depth, so I can drop this in to be able to drill another hole through this direction, through here to put another bolt in to push this into the dovetail to trap it. So incidentally, if you're interested in drill press table with a fence like this, this is video number 97 if you go to my YouTube channel, and if you're interested in building a disc sander, I made this one out of an old little saw that I had, a circular saw, and that's video number 56. Okay. So, this is how this actually operates. Down inside there, I don't know whether the camera can pick that up, is one of these. Somewhere. Here we go. Okay, inside that piece of wood is this arrangement. Okay, where in through that hole you insert the threaded bit of rod with the Phillips head on, and so it gives you a thread into the wood there. Okay, if you notice, it's protruding out in there a little bit into that slot, and the slot is where this goes. And if you notice, it's at quite at an angle of 20 degrees. So what I've done is I've put a detent hole inside there, which matches up with the end of that bolt. So that locates it there. And when this is all screwed onto the dovetail, it is that locating hole there that stops this from dropping out. And obviously the slot inside the wood here stops it moving out sideways, so it's trapped in there. So the idea is you wind this in or screw this in, the plate goes in against the dovetail and locks the tool carriage up onto the dovetail, and that's exactly what you want. Screwed and glued. This side we're just screwing. So what I've got is I've got a Huon clamp clamping it up, and I've squeezed it in to the dovetail, and I've got a little bit of a shim there. In actual fact, it's a 1mm thick little 6-inch rule that I've got in there, and I can just about move him. So it gives me just a little bit of a gap. Might get a better look at what I'm trying to do here. I'm going to do this without breaking it now. Oh, there's one in there. Perfect. A small bit of movement. Now, where's my aluminium wedgie? This shop is like any other shop that I've ever worked in. You put something down and it disappears. And invariably it's right under your nose. So okay. Might have to take a little bit off this. Hopefully not. So there it is, it'll hang there. It'll hang there like so. How about if I zoom you out? That's better, I can see you and you can see me. So this will go on here like this. Hopefully. No, I'll take a little bit off it. Just wind that back. Yeah. Just take him over to the sander and just take a little tiny bit off him. Okay, let's see if it'll fit this side. Should do. Oh, that's a nice bit tight. Oh, no. Oh, that is nice. Bit of wax on there. That is a perfect fit. I'm going to show you that. So I got three different positions that I can put this. So I can move it this way, and I can move it this way, and any angle in between. Which is exactly what you want. Perfect. So that is the tool rest carriage complete. Now we'll concentrate on the tailstock. Okay, so we've got our tool rest and tool rest bed completed. And actually, off camera, I made the headstock part all the way down to the sort of superstructure up here to house our quill, which we're going to make out of this threaded rod. So it was just really a repetition of this same design. Okay, I've cut my support material that are going to support the actually they're going to support the captivated nuts inside these blocks. There's one front, one back, and obviously the threaded rod is going to have a point ground on the end of it to act as our support for the back end of the piece of material that we got between here. So it's very important for the center hole of this, which those nuts are going to actually act as our bearing as well. So it's very important that the center of that bar lines up perfectly with the center of this chuck. Well, this is a drill essentially, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a pilot hole to drill through the center of this to find out and match up exactly with the center of this chuck, and we'll do that now. Well, that's exactly right. It's also very important to put a mark center line up through the center of there. So there I know that this one matches up with the position on the bottom saddle. I just want enough just to hold that nut there. And I'm going to make a locking plate to go one underneath there and probably one on the top there, just to trap that nut from spinning round. So if I stop the nut from spinning round and hold it in, that means that the rod will go out and in. Okay, so now we have our very sturdy arrangement for our tailstock. So now what we will do is we will attach these uprights to the base. So that's our next job. Okay, just trying to get you in there so you can have a little look, see what I'm doing. If you notice, I'm countersinking the screws. This screw's a little bit off because I had the clamp there and I couldn't get in anywhere else. So, but he'll still do his job. Okay, let's see if everything lines up as it should perfectly. And a good test to see, oh, look at that, absolutely perfect. Well, there's completed lathe, and everything works as it should. Locks up, I think. Yep, locks up. Swivels round. Tool post all works. This works, and now this is actually been screwed down. This moves fairly freely. So there it is, completed lathe that you can really use. You could make anything you want really for a lathe of this size. And just to prove that it can actually be done, this is a safe home-built lathe, as safe as a bought one anyway. because right here, right where you want it, in close proximity to your working area, is the on-off switch. And if anything happens, hit that button, it stops. Now I see a lot of guys out there building home versions of lathes, and they use, I suppose, clothes washing machine motors and things like this, and use old light switches, for want of a better word, and it's really not safe. This is as close to a purpose-bought, manufactured powerhead as you are going to get to be able to do this type of conversion with. So I suppose now I'll show it working. So what I've elected to do is I've got this offcut that I cut on I think about 4 or 5 projects ago on the CNC router. I cut some circles out to make a trivet. Well, this is one of the circles that's left over, so I put a bolt through it. We're going to put it in the chuck, and we're going to turn it up a little bit neater than what it is, and we're going to araldite it onto the back end of there, and I'll probably put another little wheel through to, not wheel, handle, crank handle through it so we can wind it up. So I'll just quickly turn that up and we'll call it a day. Righto, so there it is, completed, working. Apart from aralditing this onto the end, I thought I had some araldite, but I don't. So I don't want to keep you guys waiting for the final of making this. So next time you see this, this will be on, and I'll probably make I might do a real quick video making some knobs to go onto here and here. So that's it. It's definitely not rocket science. It's a fairly easy process, and I think anybody with any idea of handyman talents can carry this modification out, and I think it's the easiest way of actually making a lathe without having to mount pulleys and belts and a bearing head assembly. This is the easiest way and the most cost efficient way, because this is $150 worth. So I hope you've liked these 2 videos making this, and if you have enjoyed it, please subscribe to my channel, or press like. The red box as usual down in that bottom corner, you press that, it'll take you to my YouTube channel where there's now 122 videos. So from me now, it's bye for now.